Have you ever wondered what the world would be like without bees? Let's take a small journey and observe what bees provide us with. They provide us with the clothing that we wear, coffee, wood for construction, paper to write on, brush with spices to make cooking better, fruits, plants that increase the aesthetic beauty of the world, hot chocolate and tea, all these different grains, peanut butter and sugar, and everything in this fridge. They even provided us with chocolate. Fortunately, bees have evolved adaptations that allow them to detect flowers. The fusion between biology and physics will address how one of these adaptations works. Flowers use many strategies to attract pollinators, such as bright colors, patterns, and alluring fragrances. Another strategy that is not well known is that flowers use electric fields. All flowers produce electric fields, which vary between species. Pollinators such as bumblebees and honeybees can detect and distinguish differences between electric fields produced by flowers. This helps bees identify types of flowers. The air around flowers is positively charged, and the charge increases the higher up it is. In response to the positive potential of the air, negative charge builds up on the surface of flowers through a process known as electrostatic induction. The charge creates a pattern on the flower's petals, and the shape of the pattern depends on the shape of the flowers and how well they conduct electricity. As bees fly, friction with air molecules such as dust removes electrons from the surface of the bee. This leaves the bees with a surplus of positive charge, especially on their hairs and antennae. As the bee approaches a flower, the electric potential of the flower becomes more positive, and the electrostatic forces between the two bodies causes some pollen grains to gather on the bee. The change in the electric potential of the flower remains for a couple minutes after the bee leaves, which tells other bees if a flower has been visited recently. Bumblebees can detect electric fields using mechanosensory hairs. These bees' bodies are covered in filiform hairs that have a positive charge at their end. Honeybees use a remarkably similar mechanism. Instead of using hairs, they use their antennae. When the bees fly near flowers, their hair or antennae are deflected. The neurons at the base of these structures can sense if they have been deflected. The bees' brains can use this information to help identify the type of flower they are near. What is remarkable about this relationship is that these two types of organisms are reliant on each other. The bees need the flowers for pollen to get energy, and the flowers need the bees for reproduction. Without each other, neither of these organisms would be as successful. This sort of relationship is set to a story that is thousands of years in the making. This is a classic example of coevolution.